What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Duenkel here, back at it again here at Duenkel Productions. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? We are recording the third video of the day. I hope you guys are, enjoying the content so far today. Y'all voted all the above on the IG poll last night, and we're delivering all three videos today. This one coming out a little bit later than the other two, but make sure you guys go check out the first two videos of today. Dunkel's top 5 running backs in the NFL today, and Dunkel's top 5 tight ends in the NFL today. Also, stay tuned for a big video coming on Wednesday. Not going to give you guys too much into that, but just stay tuned for Wednesday on the Instagram. That video will probably be out on Thursday or Friday. But guys, tonight you guys have voted throughout the past couple weeks on the Instagram about these college rankings. We did the top 10 video. You guys seem to have wanted that. We posted that. And then I asked if you guys want the full top 25, and y'all voted 100% yes. So guess what we are doing tonight, ladies and gentlemen? We are doing the Dunkel's full top 25. Now, this one won't be as in-depth as the first one. It's going to be just kind of like this number one, number two, yada, 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 so on and so forth. If you guys haven't checked out the top 10 breakdown, like in-depth breakdown of my top 10 teams, make sure to go check that out. That'll be linked down below. Make sure you guys also subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Make sure to like the video. Comment down below what you guys want to see, who you guys want to see on the podcast, all the above. Also, what do you guys think of the hat tonight? Green Bay Packers 1950. Shout out to Dunk Sr. for the hat. But boys, ladies, gentlemen, all the above, let's get into it. The number one team, you guys, like I said, we already recorded the top 10, but I'm going to run through them again for you guys. Starting from 1 going to 25, here are my top 25 rankings. The number one team in the country, Oklahoma Sooners. I'll say a little bit about them. I mean, Spencer Rattler, best player in college football, probably going to win the Heisman this year, unless one of the receivers at Ohio State takes it, or Bryce Young or DJ from Clemson, really emerge and become perennial Heisman candidates, which we'll see what happens. Also, JT Daniels in there as well. Olave, Garrett Wilson, obviously, as I mentioned, and Kevon Thibodeau, possibly a defensive Heisman out of Oregon. But Oklahoma, I mean, Spencer Rattler, Lincoln Riley, can't say enough about that team. Very good. Improved last year greatly defensively. Very impressed with the way that they played. Number 2, this is, some people say this is biased, but I'm going to go with the Ohio State Buckeyes, the Ohio State, man. I mean, I think when you look at this team, you talk about Haskell Garrett, you talk about Chris Olave, you talk about Garrett Wilson, you talk about Mumford, you talk about Jeremy Rucker. All these guys coming back, all these talented players coming back. I think you got to look at the Buckeyes and say that they are definitely a top 3 to number 1 team in college football. I think you could put them at number 1. My only question with them is how CJ Stroud, their new quarterback, how is he going to play? That's my only question about the Buckeyes, but they're in there at number 2. Number 3, the Georgia Bulldogs. Like I said, great defense. JT Daniels coming back is huge. That's why I have them at number 3. Number 4, Clemson Tigers. I mean, when you have a Dabo Swinney coach team, they definitely have to be in your top 4 or 5 rankings, whatever. They have to be up at the top of the list. Also, love their quarterback. Filled in for Trevor Lawrence last year and played well against Notre Dame when Trevor was dealing with testing positive for COVID-19. Trevor, missed that game. DJ played well, almost ended up beating Notre Dame. That was the one game that really got Notre Dame into the college football playoff last year. So I'm interested to see what Clemson does. Number 5, the Alabama Crimson Tide. I think this is a team with some questions. Obviously, talking about Coach Saban being there. I like Coach Saban. Nothing against him. Greatest college coach of all time. Alabama's been great for years. They're probably going to make the college football playoff again and probably be in the national championship. But I have some early questions. No Devontae Smith, no Najee Harris, no Jalen Waddle, no Mac Jones, no Christian Barmore. I mean, you talk about those 5 guys you lost. I think it's going to take a little bit of adjusting for Alabama to get back to where they were last year. I think they will, though, with Coach Saban's coaching. I think they'll be just fine. Alabama, number 5. Number 6, Texas A&M. I think when you talk about A&M, you always talk about a team that is normally ranked in the top 10 in the preseason. Sometimes they live up to expectations, sometimes they don't. I think they will this year. Jimbo Fisher, they got a talented group, love their running back, and I think Texas A&M will have a good season this year. Number 7, the Iowa State Cyclones, a team that I have as a dark horse to make the college football playoff this season. I think Iowa State's really good. They obviously got Brees Hall. I believe they returned 20 of 22 starters on both sides of the ball this year, which will be huge for them. I think that'll definitely put them in the driver's seat to make a run at the Big 12 title. And obviously, you're going to have to compete with Oklahoma, but I think they will do a pretty good job of that, and we'll see that I believe midseason Iowa State and Oklahoma play. Number 8, Notre Dame. I mean, they had success. They had a lot of success last year. Obviously, no more Ian Book. Ian Book, I believe, is on the New Orleans Saints at the moment. He's actually probably playing right now as we speak. But Notre Dame, I think you got to put them in the top 10. You talk about the success they had last year with Brian Kelly. Coach Kelly's done a great job at that program. I think Notre Dame, in some aspects, is a little overrated. But again, like I said, they had so much success last year. You can't put them outside the top 10 this season. Number 9, I think you got to go Oregon. I mean, they got the best defensive player, like I mentioned, in college football, in my opinion. They still got Mario Cristobal. Still got a lot of talent on that team. Had a great recruiting class. I think Oregon's going to be very good this year, but they have to travel to the stadium that is currently on the green screen behind me, and I don't think they win that game. So I think Oregon's a 10-11 win team, probably makes the New Year's Six Bowl, probably plays in the Rose Bowl, and we'll play probably the Big Ten runner-up, to be honest with you. Number 10, UNC. Mac Brown has done a tremendous job with that program there. Love Mac Brown and all that he's done in college football. Really, really excited to see him in his, I believe, second or third year at North Carolina. Obviously, having Sam Howell helps a lot as well. Top 5 draft pick. Really excited to see North Carolina play. Number 11, I think this is pretty easy. The best group of 5 team, in my opinion, the Cincinnati Bearcats. Cincinnati had great success last year when, I believe, undefeated. Made a New Year's Six Bowl, ended up losing to Georgia in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. But I expect them to build off the success they had last year and become an even better team this season. And obviously, you talk about the job Luke Fickell has done there, former Ohio State Buckeye coach, I believe. But yeah, Cincinnati, they're going to be back next year. They'll be really good. Look for them to make some noise, with the college football playoff rankings as that comes closer. I think this is a team that we could see in there if other teams slip up, such as, we have a situation where Alabama's having a down year, maybe Georgia's having a down year. You could see a team like Cincinnati slip in there, and it wouldn't shock me at all. Number 12, I think you got to go USC, man. They bring a lot back. They obviously still got Slovis at quarterback. Um, he's an interesting guy to me. I don't think he's a top player in college football, but I think he's a very solid player. I think USC is a solid team overall. And USC, they're a perennial power. They've been good for years. So, you got to put them up there in these top 25 rankings. And I think 12 is a great spot for them. Now, a team, again, that had great success last year is Coastal Carolina. Great success last season. I really like watching Coastal Carolina play. They really play with a lot of effort, a lot of heart. You see it on the field every game. I believe they beat BYU last year with Zach Wilson, which was a big win for their program. I expect them to build off of it. Obviously, I think Cincinnati will finish better than them, but I think Coastal Carolina has a shot to get to a New Year's Six Bowl this season. And, I don't think they'll make a run at the playoff, but I think they'll be a very solid 9, 10, maybe 11 win team this year. Now up next, number 14, we got the Iowa Hawkeyes. I mean, you talk about a team that is very well coached, that does everything right, it seems, plays good defense, can run the ball well, control the tempo of the game. I really like Iowa heading into this season. I think they have a chance to compete in the Big Ten, especially in the Big Ten West. I don't know if they can beat the Ohio State Buckeyes, but I think they could definitely give them a little bit of a challenge. Up next is a team that I think poses the biggest threat out of probably any Big Ten team to the Ohio State Buckeyes, the Wisconsin Badgers. I think it all depends on their quarterback, Graham Mertz. Obviously, coming into his second season, got a lot of Badger fans to watch. So if you guys are watching this, Wisconsin's at 15. That's a solid number for them, I think. Considering they have a young team, I expect them to improve on last season and get better. And I think they will. I think the Badgers will be a 10-win football team, maybe 11. They will probably make the Big Ten championship game, and they will probably end up probably playing in the Rose Bowl if I had to guess. Up next is a team that I kind of expect to take a step back this season. Number 16, I think it's the Florida Gators. The one reason I put him up here, Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen has done a great job with this Florida football program. But again, you talk about a team that lost Kyle Trask last year, who had an insane year. You also lose Kyle Pitts. Um, I think that's two big losses on offense. And like Alabama, they had a lot of players go to the NFL, so it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back. But again, Florida, I expect them to have 8 or 9 wins, kind of a little bit of a down year for them. Nothing crazy, but I think it'll definitely be a down year for Florida with losing Kyle Trask and Kyle Pitts. Number 17, the Miami Hurricanes, the U. I mean, Miami, obviously, talk about their storied program in college football. I think Miami's going to be a decent team this year. They always seem to be a 9 or 10 win team in a full season. I think they're a 9-win team this year. I think they're a solid football team. I think their coach is all right. I think they're going into the second year of his era at the helm at the program. It'll be interesting to see what Miami does this year. I think they're a team that can make some noise in the ACC, but again, I don't see them competing with Clemson at all. So I think Miami probably is second in the ACC. They'll have 8 or 9 wins, probably 9, and they'll make a decent bowl. Number 18, I'm gonna go with the Indiana Hoosiers. I think when you talk about a team that is bringing back Ty Freifogel, I think that's bringing back their quarterback Kenny Penix as well. I look for Indiana to build off the great success they had last year. It was a great season for Indiana in the shortened Big Ten season. And I think Indiana's going to have a great year. Now, shout out to two Indiana alums, Coach Haas and Coach Mullen. If you guys are watching this, huge shout out. I think Indiana's going to be a solid team. They're probably a 10-win team. I can tell you this right now. They're not beating Ohio State, I don't think. But they're gonna have a solid season. I think with the talent they're bringing back, I think they'll be a solid team this year, and I can't wait to watch Ty Freifogel play. I think he's a fun player to watch. What are we on? Number 19. Number 19, we're gonna go with the LSU Tigers. LSU's a tough team for me because last season they struggled immensely. They're kind of like, a team like Florida this year. They had a lot of guys go to the NFL draft: Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, all them boys. Kind of took a step back. I expect them to be better this year. I think they'll be a 8 or 9 win team. I think probably closer to 8. I think they'll have a decent year. I think Ed Orgeron is a great coach. I think he'll get those boys ready to play every week. But again, you're playing in the SEC, which is one of the toughest conferences in college football. I think there could be some growing pains at LSU, but I expect them to have a better season than they did last year. Number 20 is Texas, man. Texas brings back one of the best running backs in college football. They bring back a decent amount of starters. I think Texas is another weird team. They're another team that, obviously you always think highly of when you're talking about college football in general because they're a storied program. I think Texas can have a great year. I don't think they're a college football playoff team. I could see them, maybe making it into the Sugar Bowl. I could see that. I think they have potential to make some noise in the Big 12. Excuse me. Also, Texas making a lot of storylines in the offseason because they're moved to the SEC. We'll probably talk more about that on Wednesday's episode that we'll be recording. That'll probably be on Thursday or Friday, so be ready for that. Just to kind of give you guys a little hint and what's coming this week. So that's cool. But yeah, Texas decent team. I believe it's the first year in the Sarkisian era, so I'm really excited to see what he does there. Louisiana, another Group of 5 team that had great success last year. I believe beat Iowa State last season. I think Louisiana has a chance to build off of that success, have a decent year. Like I said, I don't think they're the best Group of 5 team, but I think they're a solid football team. I like what they bring to the table. Again, they're a team that's going to play hard every game. They're going to be in every game, and if you're a Power 5 team and you come in there sleepwalking, you could find yourself losing a football game. Number 22. I mean, this is a team that claimed themselves national champions back in 2017 after beating Auburn in the Peach Bowl. UCF. I think UCF again. I keep saying the word interesting, but it's true. UCF, they got a lot of turnover there. New coach, new era starting up. Again, their team with some good talent on that roster. UCF, I think they have a favorable schedule. Being in the American Athletic Conference, I think they can make some noise. Again, don't think they're the best Group of 5 team. I don't think they're better than Cincinnati, Coastal Carolina, or even Louisiana. I just don't. Ole Miss at number 23, this is a team that has potential to be really good. You got the Lane train down there, and I'm really interested to see Lane Kiffin go to work with these boys. I think Ole Miss has potential to be a really good team in college football this year. Can't wait to watch them play. I think they have a chance to make some noise in the SEC. You know what I mean? They're a team that will play hard. Lane Kiffin obviously knows a lot about the SEC from his time working with Coach Saban in Alabama. So I expect Lane Kiffin to give the SEC, give them boys a run for their money, and be competitive in every game. Number 24, Oklahoma State. I think Oklahoma State is just one of the solid programs in college football. I think when you talk about them every year, you can pencil them down for 7, 8, 9 wins, and they probably hit that goal. Do I think they're the best team in the Big 12? No, not even close. I think they're the 4th or 5th best team in the Big 12. They're solid. They got some solid pieces. Obviously, Mike Gundy coaches there. But Mike Gundy always has them boys ready to go. And we'll see what happens this year. Number 25 is a team that I really don't know what to expect from this year. The Washington Huskies. Again, they play Michigan early on. That'll be a big test for me to see kind of where their season's going to go. I think they'll be solid. I think Washington will be a solid football team. They'll be one of the better teams in the Pac-12. I think it helps because the Pac-12 is a little bit of a weaker conference. I think Washington will have a decent season, and they're going to be an interesting team to watch. Keep your eye on. I don't think they're a college football playoff team, sleeper college football playoff team, but they're a solid football team. Solid. And then we'll just throw some honorable mentions in there like they normally do for the AP or coaches poll. I'll throw Utah, Arizona State, Penn State, and TCU all in that mix. I think these are teams that could be successful this season, but also could have down years. I think Penn State's probably the team out of that group where I expect to have the best bounce back season from. Penn State obviously still got James Franklin. They had a great recruiting class. Obviously, the White House State College is huge. And very excited to see what Penn State does this year. But there you guys have it. That's the top 25 for you guys. I'll run through it real quick one more time. Oklahoma, Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson, Bama, Texas A&M, Iowa State, Notre Dame, Oregon, USC, Cincy, USC, Coastal, Iowa, Wisconsin, Florida, Miami, Indiana, LSU, Texas, Louisiana, UCF, Ole Miss, Oklahoma State, and Washington. That is your Dunkel's top 25 rankings. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Thank you guys for all the love on the Instagram over the past few days. We are going to be dropping lots of content this week, next week, and coming up the Sunday show. Obviously, like I mentioned in every single video, is back on September 12th. Brett Dunkel, Jake Mueller. You guys know the vibes. Comment down below Sunday show if you guys are excited for the Sunday show. Also, comment down below who you guys would move in the top 25 rankings, or who you guys think will have a better year than I am kind of anticipating them to. I'm sure Coach Haas and Coach Mullen will be in the comment section trying to tell me why Indiana will beat Ohio State, which it's not happening, boys. I'm sorry. It'll be all right, though. It'll be all right because Indiana will probably win 10 games. All right. But you guys have a great night. Like I always say, keep making every moment matter. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Keep watching the videos. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Like the video. Comment down below. Share with your friends, family, all the above. All that stuff is great. Make sure you guys keep making every moment matter, like I said. And thanks, guys. Have a great night.